What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And this episode is going to be a boring little video. Hopefully, it's not too boring. But you see this contraption, this little rat's nest that I have back here. I'm going to clean all of this up and store more battery power to power our Starlink and other devices that we have inside. One of the issues that I'm having is that I can't keep this Starlink powered for the entire day. The battery system that I have in here is a gel battery. So you only can use about 50% of a 100 amp hour battery. So I'm going to double it and put 200 amp hour. So I will have 100 amp hour of usable space with the Starlink running all of the time. While I'm out, I'll have over 10 hours of usable power. And wherever I'm going, I can plug in, and we have solar on the roof that's constantly on. So I'm hoping with the 200 amp hour of gel EGM battery that I'll be able to power this Starlink through the entire day while I'm out with the use of solar. And then when I get back home, the power from the house. And just like that, magically, everything gets cleaned out for the space that I need. I'm going to give you guys a closer look so that you can see that the solar is pulling in a lot, even though we have overcast skies, a lot of clouds in the sky, we're still pulling in a lot of solar. But let me hook up the second AGM. Oh, I forgot to take the AGM out. Oh my God. Keeping it simple, these are the two 100 amp hour marks and batteries. I'm going to hook this up using a parallel connection. Now, keep in mind, I'm not going to be pulling anything extra heavy out of here. That's what I have power stations for and everything. This is purely just for the Starlink and other things. I can always upgrade the wires to these huge big gauge wires, but this is going to be a quick fix for the Starlink so that it won't run out of power. I have to cut up some more wires and make gauges just like these are like 0 to 2 gauge. These are 4 gauge wires, but I'd rather use the 2 gauge wires, but I have to cut them up, and it is cold out here. So this is a quick solution until the weather gets warmer, and then I can upgrade everything. You can even put lithium batteries in because these batteries are heavy, heavy, heavy. But for the winter, these will work. And we're just starting winter here on the East Coast. And these batteries will work the best because they don't die. They can work, you can charge them and everything in cold weather. The lithium batteries, if you don't have a battery monitor, a heater in it, it's not going to work. The power stations, when it gets too cold, they're not going to work. And this is my option for when we store in this car and it's outside. And I can get solar to charge the batteries back up, and I can use shore power. Best option. So there's going to be a change of plans. The terminals that I had didn't fit. So instead of crimping new terminals on the wires that I had, I'm just going to make new wires. And these are big gauge wires to fit. So I just need the black to fit the black, which it does, and the red to fit the red, which it does. Now I'm going to put the endings on here that will fit these big lugs. You always got to measure these lugs before you put them on. And the other ones couldn't fit, but the ones that I have now is going to fit on here. The fun part, strip the wires. Now I got to put the lugs on them. Always the hardest part is stripping the wires. Now this is the most satisfying part. You get to do the heat shrink. And this thing heats up really, really fast. But I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to do this and get right back to you. It's heating up now. This is the best part. The part is definitely over. I have my negative cable and my positive cable all to the correct gauge. So now I can put anything on here. I have the diesel heater, so once I step inside the garage and warm, it's just stepping right outside. I should have backed the car in there. Don't know why, but I already started. So I'm going to finish this. I'm going to bring you closer. You can see exactly what I'm doing. Again, I'm going to hook this up in parallel so it'll be 200 watts of combined battery. I'm going to connect let's do the positives for the negatives first, and we're going to go from this terminal to this one. This is our 200 amp hour. I may have said 200 watts before, but all I do for this is first I'm going to give it a little tap, make sure there's no power in there. Always give that little tap first because you don't want to get like a jolt. And then what I like to do is line these up and put this in just like this. And again, I don't like to touch first, but I tap first to make sure there's not going to be any live energy going in. And then once I have that, like just tighten down a bit, I come with my tool and I'll tighten it up. And this is what this is all it is here. Very easy to do. And I'm going to do this for all of them. I'm going to hook up the positive first, and then I'm going to hook up the negative. So that's tight there. So right now in the back, we have 200 amp hours of battery hooked up, positive to positive, negative to negative. We have the inverter hooked up, which is what I wanted. Let me just make sure I have everything connected to the right part. Yes, and the best way that I like to hook this up is that I hook one part of the inverter up to one battery, the positive to one side, negative to the other side, and then I have my switch here. And if I can power this on, this will turn green. Everything is working. Let's see. There we go. We have power on. So everything is working. Pretty awesome, right? There's a new battery setup here. Now let me set the Starlink up. All right, this is the seats, everything back up. The best part of this is that Starlink is always on, the trunk can close, and we don't need the space because when we travel, we usually just drive wherever we need to go. And this trunk space is so minimal with this third row up that you can barely use it. I can still put groceries on the top of here. We usually have one extra aisle seat that no one uses. The only time it's full up is if we bring everybody, all the kids, the dog, everybody. This car fits seven. So this is it's still enough room, and it's not seven of us all the time. Our oldest son, he's in college, so he's not here all of the time. And if he is here, we just make arrangements and go shopping. Everybody can go, so it's pretty good. And if we go into excursions or anything like that, everybody can fit. There's still enough room to put things on the floor. You may have to get a little bit of groceries, but I'll give you a closer look at this. So this is a 3,000 watt inverter, and I have all my battery systems here. I have my solar hooked up. Let me get closer so you can see the actual numbers you're getting. You got sun coming in 12.8 and two batteries hooked up. So that's pretty cool. The next thing I have to do is hook up a way to charge this battery. After installing this 200 amp hour battery system for going overlanding, I'm going to need a way to charge up these batteries when we come back on grid. This is the TowerTop 10 amp smart battery car charger. Just a quick glance at the box, and it says independent pulse desulfation, 8-stage charging program, battery recondition, and winter mode. While I was reading manual, what's cool about this Tower Top battery is that it has a float mode where you can charge it and use it, and it won't overcharge the batteries. It won't stop charging. It just goes to like this 80 or 90% and just float charges it so that it can continuously charge, and your battery will stay topped off when it's plugged in. So when you're ready to hit the road, you have a topped off battery using this Tower Top 10 amp smart battery charger. So this is the home of the charger. You know, it has a nifty handle where I can just pick it up and put it right back down. And it has all of these functions on the front of the screen. You have your amps, you have your volts, you have your pulse desulfation, you have your AGM where you put the battery, the type of battery you have, your winter mode, and the fix the battery recondition mode. What's cool is as you plug this battery in, it goes through stages just to see what battery type you're going to put in, how it needs to charge it, and it's already started charging. It did it as soon as I plugged it in. It just waited, went through the stages, which it's currently doing, and then you can just use the charger. Right now, I'm using the 12 volt 10 amp option for the gel battery. The functions are very clear and easy to use. It's just really plug and play. And right now, it says my battery is at 75%, and I can charge it all the way up to that 100 or close to 100 where it's going to float charge. So this is pretty cool. Even having 75% capacity, I'm going to put my inverter on now just so that my Starlink powers on, and I could just leave this Starlink playing because I have the trustworthy TowerTop smart battery charger. Get yours today. I hope this video made it easy for you guys to see that it's not too hard to build an off-grid system. It's very easy. I know I didn't connect any fuses. Fuses are very easy to add. And this inverter that I have that I'm using does have a fuse on it. So it won't just blow up on you or just cut off. And the low powers that I'm using, it makes it really great. But something that you can add just to make it a little safer is you can add a fuse to one of these just so that it would you can feel more comfortable. I don't have any fuses. I just using the fuses that comes with the equipment that I'm hooking up. I don't have a complex system. I just have a 100 watt solar panel on the roof to bring in power, and I have a 10 amp battery charger for 12-volt systems, and that's it. I'm bringing in at most 100 and something watts. That's it. It's just 12 volts times the amps that you bring in. So 12 volts times 10 and 10 amps, and that's only going to bring in about 120 watts. So it's not much power that I am bringing in from the shore power and from solar, but it is enough to top everything off. And with this float charger, it's really, really nice. And the solar charge controller that I have is one of those cheap solar charge controllers, which is really cool because this is only going to let you get it's going to float charge it as well. It's not going to overcharge and burn up your batteries. I've had this system for a long time. I've never had any issues. Not the system in this car, this type of system, but these systems that I'm building and I'm showing you, I had them for a long time. And no, I'm not an electrician. No, I'm not an expert. I'm just somebody that's been in the field and been doing this for a while. So if you're going to build your system, you can look up the guidelines for you. How do you hook up the batteries? How do you hook up? What gauges to use? This is just like a guide, just that I use. It's for me and for the enjoyment, the recreation for my family. When we go off-roading, we have the necessary power we need to do what we want to do. Now, saying that, using these 200 amp hours of battery, it gives us more options of things we're going to do. And in the fall, well, in the spring, when the weather warms up, I don't have to come back and change the gauge of the wires, because thank God the wires didn't fit. And I had to create and make new wires. And I did the crimping and everything so that we can go out. So if I need to plug in something that's pulling 1,000 watts, like a griddle or something like that, I can plug right into this system. If I want to make a cup of coffee, I can plug right into this system. That makes it absolutely great. I'm happy with this. I had these batteries just sitting there, and just to have use out of them again, it just makes me happy. Before, I built the whole system in the car when I was working. I had a bed and everything in there, but now that I'm with the family and we want to go out, I have all of this system here. And to take some of the things we want, like to make food or anything like that, you can put it in a small book bag and you can lay it right on the seat. We can take a refrigerator with us if we want. I'm not going to, but we can. We also have a hitch that we installed on the car where we could put other things in a basket and put it on the hitch. So cool, the amount of things that you can do with these vehicles just to have the ultimate enjoyment and overlanding or whatever you want to do. So, guys, I'm not going to keep you too long. Enjoy the outdoors. If you're thinking about going out and you be like, oh, I need a bigger car, or I need a bigger truck, you don't. This is a Kia Sorento. It's big enough for me, big enough for my family. My whole family can fit in there. I have 6 kids, me and my wife, and a dog. We all fit in here. And this is a Kia Sorento. And I have the battery system here. Pretty cool. 200 amp hours of battery, 10 amp battery charger, 12 volt, a 12 volt, 3000 watt inverter. This is really, really cool. You can't beat it. And I got to give a shout out to the company that sent me the inverter. Ariak is the company that sent me this inverter. It's pretty cool. I did a review on it. You can check it out on our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever one you're on. We have all of them. So just check it out. And then everything that I used in this video, all of the products, I'll link it in the description and I'll pin it in the comments of the video. These marks and batteries, they are under another name. I'll put that other name in the description as well and in the comments. So you probably won't see marks in, but they're renamed themselves, and I'll put that name there. All the products that I'm showing you that I use, they're in our Amazon storefront where you can see short, condensed videos of me reviewing a lot of these products. So check out our Amazon storefront. That's going to be a link in the description for that. Remember, if you stayed along this long, try to subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe. The subscriptions are free on YouTube. You don't have to buy anything. Just watch the videos, and that's be helping me out a lot. If you do want to help out the channel in any way, there's a thanks button down below where you can give whatever you want, and whatever we get goes right back into the channel. But the best way to help me out on this channel is to subscribe, share it with your friends, like the video, comment below. That's all I got for you this week. See you later, everybody. And I hope you enjoyed this easy installation video. 200 amp hours of battery, 3,000 watt inverter, solar, and a battery charger from, what is this? Top Tower. Whew, almost forgot about that. And they're the sponsors of this video. TowerTop. See you later, everybody.